Hey, everybody. Welcome. Your saltwater guide, Captain Dave Hansen with Marley hanging out on my shoulder here today. We got a good podcast for you today. We got Captain Al Clowers, Captain Justin Botrell joining us here pretty quick. You just got to hang in there, Al and Justin, and log back on. It'll happen in a second. You need to re-sign up. Sorry, guys, they changed the game. You got to re-sign up. You gotta re-sign up. You gotta re-sign up, Captain Al Clowers, re-sign. And they'll get it on there for you. But gang, today is Promar Ahi USA Tuesday, Monday, USA Monday. I hope you all had a great weekend. What a beautiful weather weekend it was. Had lots of reports from lots of the gang. There he is. Captain Al, welcome.
Wow, I've been here for 15 minutes. This computer is, I want to throw it out the garage.
Don't you love technology, buddy?
They're asking me to sign in with Google, put in my password, wouldn't take it. Did the forget password, wouldn't
Everybody
take it.
loves you, buddy. Everybody loves you. But you're live now, and you're on the show.
Around and got on somehow.
Yep, you're here. That's all that matters. You made it. And Justin will be with us in a few minutes. He's just docking his boat. He got it all done. Got the new propellers on the boat, got it all painted. He's ready to go, and he's going to try to do an open party trip tomorrow night, gang. If you can pull it off, it'll be fun. He's going to try to come on. He's going to come on the show. We'll talk about that. But Captain Al, why it's just me and you, I want to tell you, I was just watching the news a few minutes ago. They're saying there's a bunch of sick sea lions in Santa Monica Bay, and they're saying the reason why there's sick sea lions in Santa Monica Bay is because there's red tide. Do you think, now I'm just asking you, Al, do you think maybe all that toxic waste that washed in from the rain might have something to do with it?
Absolutely. We've had red tides before I was alive, and it didn't seem to affect them. So all of a sudden they're dying because of red tide?
No, they said they're very sick, and they're blaming it on red tide. They said not one word was spoken on the news about the hundreds of thousands of gallons of toxic waste that washed into the ocean last week.
Yeah, man. It's a crazy world we live in, huh?
Yeah, it's kind of fun how they can just spin up the narrative and everybody believes the first thing they hear and they don't listen to anything else after that. It's pretty unbelievable. Bill Varney and I were talking about it ever since the fire that this was going to happen.
But, right, and they're using our taxpayer dollars to rehab those things and try to make them better. They should just bury them all.
Yeah. I'm not going to get into that. I don't want to lose half my viewers. I know they're the most cutest animal on the planet Earth. I just did a great podcast with April Volke, and she brought in a fish and wildlife guy from Washington. She brought in a native Canadian, an Eskimo Indian guy, and myself. And what we concluded at the end of the podcast was the fish and wildlife can tell you honestly that this California sea lion eats 40% of the spawning salmon in Washington.
Wow.
So if they can tell you honestly that they eat 40%, then you know dishonestly they eat a whole bunch more than that. Because if they're going to tell you they eat that many, you know they eat way more. You and I have been around the block a couple more times. We know that that's what's really going on.
Yeah, it's crazy, but it's the fishermen's problem. So they shut down all the commercial fisheries and everything. It's BS, man.
It's always your grandchildren's fault because they went fishing and had fun.
Right. Yeah, it's crazy.
Justin, I can see you, but I don't see any visual, buddy. I got no visual. I see a black screen, but I don't see. I lost. He's out there somewhere. Let's see. Yep. See, the screen's black, Justin. I don't know what you're doing wrong.
It's hard on the phone to get it right. I have a hard time when I'm mobile.
He just ran in from driving the boat from the shipyard, so he'll get on here.
What they do? They just
there he is.
They just rehabbed his props or what?
There he is. Tell him about it. Tell him what happened. Show us your face.
What's that?
What happened?
What happened to your boat? I've seen some pictures of some nicks out of some burning on your props. What they do? Just you send them in and get them back, or buy new props?
Well, they had to go through the running gear and the props. The props they had to replace.
Yeah. Wow.
So
What about your shafts and your struts and your cutlass bearings and all that stuff?
that was all replaced.
Yeah.
The cutlasses weren't replaced, but the shafts and everything, or the rudders,
The struts too.
they were all the struts.
Yeah.
What struts?
They were fine.
The struts are the big old piece that mounts the bottom of your boat where the shaft goes through, where the cutlass bearing, it holds the cutlass bearing.
No, those were okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you kind of got lucky, man. When I wrapped that rope, I had one of my struts was bent like 45 degrees, and I had to replace the shafts, cutlass bearings, send the props in. They straightened my struts, luckily, but yeah, it was a big wad of money, about 40 grand.
Hey, hold on one second.
Crap.
Hold on one second.
I would have.
Hold on a second.
Not
Hold on. John Stanley and Lisa, you guys have a trip going out of Dana Wharf Sport Fishing after the Pacific Coast Sport Fishing Festival. You guys are going to go on the Halibut Derby out of Dana Wharf Sport Fishing. I see you guys lurking around over here on the comments. Leave a comment. Let them know what day that's going to. Let me see. I could probably look it up. I don't know what's wrong with me today. Let me see. I could probably look it up. John Stanley on the last Friday of the month of March, right? Yep. They're going to be going on the Halibut Derby. There's already 5 of them. You can make it a Your Saltwater Guide spectacle out there. That'd be cool. Just our John Stanley and Lisa are on here, gang. If you want to join them, they're on the sidelines here on the comments. You can jump in there and you can talk to each other and you guys can all go. It'll be fun. It'll be a fun time. And my sister will appreciate all the Your Saltwater Guide members going on the Halibut Derby out of Dana Wharf Sport Fishing. I'll throw up the poster here for the Halibut Derby. There it is. That's what's going on. We could come in at the last Friday of the month and win everything. One of Your Saltwater Guide members, kind of like Lisa won the Ambush the Season and Matt Ryan won the Ambush the Season. Let's see if we can't go win the Halibut Derby, you guys. Jump in there with them. So back to Justin and Captain Al. Sorry, Al, I saw you moving around. I thought I'd bring the camera back to you. So, gang, we got a bunch going on. We got a week. Next week, we'll be up at the Pacific Coast Sport Fishing Show setting up. It's going to be here next week. It's going to be crazy. Are you guys excited about it, Justin and Al?
Yes, we are. Of course we are.
Fun.
It's going to be crazy, right?
Can't wait. Can't wait for it. I will tell everyone on Saturday, make sure you bring your kids and your mullet. Come on down. I know a lot of kids, I guess mullet's back in style now. That's why Ryland has a mullet.
Yeah.
So bring your kids with their mullets. Make sure you're wearing your Saltwater Guide stuff. The seminars that we'll be doing is in the evening time. So I believe it's at 3:00. So make sure you bring a kid with a guide attire because you'll be entered for a chance to get a spot on my boat.
Where do you live that evening is 3:00?
Where do I live? Oh.
You said it's going to be evening at 3:00. That's not evening.
It is for a guy.
What?
There you go.
It is for a guy that gets up at 3:30 in the morning every day to go fishing.
I forgot.
Yeah. I was up at 4:30 this morning in it. Yeah. So afternoon, 3:00.
There you go. But we'll be at the show all day. You want to get there early. Saturday's going to be mayhem.
Yeah.
There's going to be a zillion people there. So
yeah,
it's going
to take you at least a couple days to walk through it as well.
That's why I always say try to be there Thursday so you can get there and see what's going on so you know where to go on Saturday and Sunday, Thursday's the best day to go because that's when you're going to get all the specials. Most of the specials will probably be sold out by the time that Saturday comes along because you have no idea how many people there's going to be there, gang. You just are blown away. I don't want to take anything away from Saturday and Sunday. There'll be plenty of people there, but it's overwhelming the amount of people that show up Thursday. So just so you know, if you're looking for one of those big, like Justin was saying, Okuma's going to have some spectacular specials going on, right?
Yeah. So if you're looking, I don't want to give anything away, but I will say, if you're looking for a tuna rod and reel, come prepared. There's going to be the best deal you've ever seen at the show. And it's very, very limited of what Okuma's going to have. So I would definitely get there Thursday morning because they will sell out probably by the first hour, maybe 2 hours of opening. I guarantee it. It's an amazing, amazing deal. You'll never see a deal like this ever. But some other great deals. There's going to be amazing. Let me grab some stuff real quick. I'll be right back. And I'll show you what the deals are going to be.
Okay, Captain Al, tell me about the weekend. You were out fishing with the grandkids. You also had a charter. It was pretty beautiful weather, right?
Yeah, with not too many charters on the books and it being springtime and the fish getting up on the beds, I've been taking the grandkids every chance I get to the lake, and we've been catching them up pretty good, you know. And the kids are getting way better. They're running the boat, getting really good at casting and all that stuff. But Benjamin's second cast, he caught a 4-pounder all by himself. He was stoked. That made the whole day. But then yesterday I had a little 4-hour bait trip in the Riviera with a really, really cool family. The youngest kid was about 12. And then, you know, there was 4 kids and a mom and dad. And they never been fishing before. Really nice family. And just did the old gentle ease into it thing. Super easy. Spotted bay bass fishing over there at the Embarcadero. And they ended up getting some triple hookups. We ended up with, I think, 35 spotties. And then I went over to the area that I talked about in the game plans to check the sand bass spot. And we got a couple short sand bass. And yeah, it was beautiful weather, man. It was like, well, it was a little nippy in the morning, but by the time we were done, it was still glassy, sunny, and like 77 degrees. It was beautiful.
Wow. In the middle of February, that's amazing in Southern California.
Right. And today it's the same way. It's so beautiful right now here. I mean, it's and spring is right around the corner and everything's starting to move. One thing on a bad note, what I did notice in the bay yesterday, there was, I don't know where it all came from, but there was tonnage of trash and tonnage of, looks like the eelgrass is dying off or something, or it got all torn up from the super high tides and the little weather we had, because there was eelgrass all the way out to Seaport Village and big, thick blankets of it, along with a bunch of trash. It was crazy. And then I got a report yesterday. I responded to I forget the guy's name, but the kayak fisherman that's been trying to bounce ball for a halibut and catch some spotties. I told him to go back to the back bay, but it's going to be tough the next couple of days. I got to hit him up because there's so much eelgrass back there floating around. It's crazy. You can't even wind a swim bait around. But it should clean up in 1 or 2 days.
Well, the thing is, all that trash and the eelgrass and everything, that was our first real rain that we've had in a very, very long time. And the eelgrass is like the lobsters. It doesn't like that fresh water. When the fresh water runs across it, those roots aren't very deep on those little mud flats that you like to fish. So when that fresh water runs across it, it doesn't like it at all. So it causes it to uproot itself. And then the massive amount of garbage that's out there, that from all the trash that everyone threw out the windows of their cars as they're driving around, and everything in your gutters and everything that you see on the ground everywhere, all that stuff goes into the ocean. That's why the California sea lion's all sick right now in Santa Monica Bay. Everything washes into the ocean. Justin, just to get his beautiful boat back into the dock, had to go through a giant debris field just now, right, Justin?
Yeah, it was absolutely ridiculous.
I got
Crazy. I don't know. There's a boat over there in Shoreline Marina that goes around and it scoops up all the trash. But what's it doing? It's just sitting there. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. They can actually. It would be. I was talking to someone earlier about this. It would be so easy for them because the channel pushes everything out. All you have to do is run up and down the channel, and you're gonna pick up 80, 75, 80% of all that crap all over the place. All those logs, those big trees in the water and everything. If they just did that for 2 or 3 hours, it would look way better than it does right now. But it's crazy. There's stuff literally everywhere right now.
Right. I haven't done it yet, but next time I go down the boat, I'm going to pull the sea strainers and look at them because there's so much stuff in the water. It's crazy. Yeah. I haven't seen it like that in a long time.
It's been a long time since it rained.
See, Al, we see that all the time here because we're right next to that LA River. And all the homeless people and everyone dumping their stuff out all over there. It just comes traveling right on through. It's crazy.
Yeah, in San Diego Bay, they have a couple of the port boats with guys with the net in the front and just going around scooping shit up.
Yeah.
But they need to get busy.
So I wanted to talk about a couple some deals that are going to be at the PCS show, if that's all right.
Yeah, let's do it.
And today is obviously Promar Ahi today, Monday and Tuesdays. So first off, what everyone's going to find at the PCS show on sale, amazing deals. You've seen us fish with them before, but it's going to be the Ikara jig. You see that Ikara jig right there? Oh, there you go. There's one in Dave's hand right there. This thing is absolutely amazing. You seen it when I first got it, and I was casting it off the back of the boat. And actually, not when I first got it, but was it I don't know. I think it was the demo one I had. But this thing catches a lot of fish. So I highly recommend it. There's all different sizes. There's different colors and everything. These are going to be on sale over at the PCS show, so make sure you go by. You can go to the Turner's booth to pick these up. Promar doesn't have anything for sale inside of their booth. You're going to have to go to Turner's to go and pick it up. And there's going to be other vendors there as well that have Promar stuff on sale. Another thing you're going to find over there is this fluorocarbon. This is the fluorocarbon you're seeing us use every single day we go fishing. It's the GT4 fluorocarbon. They have the fluorocarbon, and they also have the wind-on leaders. So the thresher shark that you've seen us catch is on an 80-pound wind-on leader. That's what we use for threshers. We also use those whenever we slow troll for tuna, and so on and so on. And when we're trolling for the Mad Mac, or we're trolling the flying fish up on the kite, we're using 150 or 200-pound wind-on leader. They also have the 300-pound wind-on leader you can get as well, but highly recommend it. My preference, my personal choice is going to be the monofilament wind-on leader. That's just my choice. That's my preference. You can get whatever you would like. That's the wind-on. As far as the Ahi GT4 goes, this is all fluorocarbon. This stuff is absolutely amazing. It's abrasion resistant. It's a must-have for your boat. This time of year right now, 15 to 20-pound line is what I'd highly recommend you use. You're going to be fly lining. We're going to get into the fly lining here really soon. You're also going to be dropping down like 2 squid strips down to the bottom. Sheep head opener is March 1st. Definitely use this 15-pound, maybe even 20-pound for those bigger sheep's head. Get them out of the rocks, but you're going to need a lot of this. I would recommend at least 3 to 5 spools of this on your boat. On my boat, I go through about maybe 20 spools in a month, right around there, a lot of it. We use it like it's going out of style. But these are just some things that are going to be on sale. Also, I don't have my hoop nets on the boat right now. I'd have to go get them. But the hoop nets, the ambush hoop nets are all going to be on sale. Every single one of them. There's going to be some amazing deals on the hoop nets. I highly recommend getting yourself some hoop nets. I love the 36-inch ones. They have the 32s as well. But definitely the 36-inch ones are amazing. They're also going to have the hoop net kits, which comes with the rope, and the float, and it comes with that cage, the regular bait cage. What I would recommend is going and getting. I'll be right back. Let me go get it, Dave. Let me jump on Anthony's boat really quick. I'll be right back.
Yeah, no problem, buddy. You guys, when someone has that cage, what you want to, when you get those cages, what you want to do is give them to one of your friends, and then you want to use the seal-proof bait tubes. You don't want to use the cages. You want to use the seal-proof bait tubes. Go ahead, Justin.
All right, so here we go. This right here is the new seal-proof bait tube from Promar. This is the blue one. The difference, in case those of you haven't watched the show or haven't heard it in a while, the difference is the white ones have a small clip on it, a really small clip. On the bigger, thicker nets that Promar has, the XLs and the double XLs, this clip is a little bit hard to get onto the bar. Fortunately, what they did is they redesigned this and they made this bigger clip. This thing is huge, huge, huge. You see how big it is in the palm of my hand? It's the size of the palm of my hand. Really big. Also, what they did is they made it more reinforced. This thing, we can stand on it. We can try to smash it all we want. We're not going to break this thing. I've never heard of one breaking ever. This thing is absolutely amazing. Super thick. It's made of solid, hard plastic. And a must-have. We've never had a sea lion break one of these ever. That's why they call them seal-proof bait tubes. I like to call them sea lion-proof bait tubes because sea lions have a stronger bite than a seal. But that's that right there. So what you're going to do is you're going to buy the kit, which comes with the rope, the float, and the wire cage. Take that cage, give it to your friend that you don't want to catch any lobsters, and then go and buy yourself some of these. Buy a set of these. These are all going to be on sale at the PCS show. So all this stuff that you see, the Ikara jig, the seal-proof bait tube, the GT4 fluorocarbon, and the wind-on leaders are all going to be on sale. And the ambush hoop nets. You're going to find some amazing deals there, better deals than you've seen anywhere else. That's why we say go there 2 days, because you're probably going to get carts full of stuff, whether it's fishing rods, tackle, ambush hoop nets. You're also going to get Deckhand Sports kill bags. You can fill the kill bag up with a whole bunch of product. The second day you go over there, you pick it up, then you can leave. But it's going to be an amazing show, everyone. I really hope to see you there. That's just the Promar stuff. And I know today's Promar, but I wanted to say also Deckhand Sports is going to have, I won't be here on the Deckhand Sports Day, but Deckhand Sports is going to have an amazing, amazing deal as well. They're going to show you the new bags that he has out right now. Also, that air coffin bag you've seen me use, that really big air coffin, I think it's called a 225L. That thing is phenomenal, amazing, really good bag, very durable. They are leak-proof, not like the other bags that leak all over the doggone place. So you can put them in the back of your car, back of your truck, and you're not going to have to worry about it leaking all over the place. The other thing is there's going to be, for Deckhand Sports, there's going to be the other bags that you see me have on my boat. I love to give those away for some reason. I want to keep them for myself, but I always give them away because everyone falls in love with them. We put 7 lobsters in there, no problem at all. Have the people take them home. Clients take them home. Those lobsters live in there for 24 hours, no problem at all. Absolutely amazing. But there's also backpacks, coolers, so on and so on. Whole bunch of stuff from Deckhand Sports. Now Okuma. So Okuma's going to be there, and like I told you earlier today, or earlier on the show, they're going to have an amazing deal, but they're only going to have 50. I don't want to say it, but there's only 50 of this product they're going to have. It's absolutely amazing, crazy deal, the craziest deal you've ever seen. And it's going to have to do with tuna fishing. So Thursday, they're going to run out, I guarantee it. So if you can, get to the show super early on Thursday. Like Bill Dupree said, get there maybe. If you don't want to wait in a line, get there about 30 minutes after the show opens and run straight over to all these booths. Run over to the Promar booth. Find out what they have. Go talk to Steve. Go talk to Ben. Go talk to Brian. Ask them, what deals do you have? They're going to take you over to Turner's. That way you're not running around trying to figure it out. They're going to take you over there, show you what everything they have. Then run over to the Deckhand Sports booth and say, hey, Dave Farron, what do you have on sale? Make sure you're wearing your Saltwater Guide attire because you're going to get something for free. Go over to Dave Farron at Deckhand Sports and say, hey, Dave, what do you have? What do you have on sale right now? What do I need? This is what I have. I have a kayak. What do you recommend? I have a yacht, or I have a 21-foot boat. What do you recommend? He's going to tell you exactly what you need. Remember, Dave is a big-time fisherman, so he knows. That's why his product's so good. Then run over to Okuma, or you may see them right next to each other. Run over to Okuma, find out exactly what cells they have over there and what their hot deal is, because it's going to sell out right away. So that's what I got. Okay. Sorry for talking so much. Sorry, I know it's a whole lot. I just wanted to make sure everyone was aware of all the deals, because these deals are freaking phenomenal.
So, yeah, that being said, Dave Hill, you asked about the Sakara jig. Down here in Cabo, I haven't used it in Cabo, but I used it in Mag Bay. I caught a zillion. I couldn't even keep the spotted bay bass off of this thing. And I caught a bunch of bonefish on it also. And then a bunch of stuff. I have no idea what they're even called. We catch so many different fish inside Mag Bay. But this little lure is just absolutely incredible. This one looks like a little Spanish mackerel. And then they just gobble it up like it's a little gumdrop, a little piece of candy. You want to check out those Akara jigs. And Captain Al, I will have some, and Brian will have some for you at the show. I know they haven't sent them to you yet, but that was my bad, because I ended up somehow they got involved, wrapped up in that couch I came to get for Kelly. All the stuff we gave you, I ended up getting to take it home with me. So that's my fault, Al, but we're trying to get you some more stuff. And then, gang, the Promar specials are going to be insane, and there's going to be several different vendors selling them, but you can also jump on here right now and get that 15% off. If you're going fishing this weekend or this week, I just saw on the news when they were telling us that the sea lions were getting sick from the algae in the water, not the toxic waste that just got dumped all over the ocean. But I was seeing that they're saying it could be 80 degrees on Thursday. That means it's going to be flat calm if it's going to be 80 degrees. So you may want to get some of these Akara jigs and go throw them around and try to catch some of those pre-extinct sand bass that are out there, because these things will probably work pretty good for those. And then Captain Al Clowers, I'm going to throw you on the senior. I'm going to pull the QR code down for a minute. Captain Al's going to have, I was at his house last week when I flew up to go fishing with Justin and Lisa and Tina and John and Darren and Seawolf and Dwayne. And I'll tell you what, Captain Al has a bunch of these in his garage. Show everybody your bait tubes.
No. All right, hold on. Let me unplug this.
All right. He's got so many bait tubes ready to go on this floor. Look at that. Yeah, we got them.
Can you see him?
We see them.
And there's the weights right there.
So we're going to have so much stuff at the show, and Captain Al will have his maps. He'll have his chum tubes. Justin will have all that stuff from Promar hanging all over him. There's so much cool stuff that you're going to see at the show. And if you show up wearing our gear, Kelly Girl and I will have a bunch of free stuff. There's Justin fishing with the Akara jig live right now. Check that out. It looks like a crappy day in Long Beach on the water, Justin.
Right? There's just crap everywhere, though.
Look at that weather, Al.
That's crazy. It's nice out here. It's nice right now. Beautiful.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So, hey, on the chum tubes, they're $60 at the show. They're $80 in the tackle shops. So you get a really killer deal. And then the maps, I'm going to have everything. The maps. We have a new fish ID card that's super dialed in. And we also have these new fish rulers that are really detailed as well. So I'll have all that stuff up there.
Nice. And then there's Pablo just jumped in here. I just see you there, Pablo. Welcome to the show.
Hey guys, what's happening?
Good afternoon, Pablo.
Good afternoon, guys. Sorry, I'm in a kind of a bad area, so I don't know how it works, but I'll try for a minute.
Yeah, we got a little bit of kickback echo coming off of your phone, but I can hear you.
Okay, I'll just mute it if I'm not talking. What's the good word out there? Justin fishing it up?
Did you go fishing at all this weekend?
I didn't go this weekend. I'm going out. Some big stuff going on because they're rebuilding our docks. So I've been having to get a lot of stuff ready for that. I got to pull the boat out of the water, but going out on it's Thursday fishing trip, and then just local inshore, and then on Friday we're doing a hoop netting trip, and then Sunday I'm heading to the Coronados.
Wow, you sound busy.
Well, yeah, for once. And then right when I get back on Sunday, I got to pull the boat out of the water because they're going to start working on it on Monday.
Oh boy. Oh boy,
Yep.
sounds pretty crazy. Justin, tell everybody what you got going on tomorrow night, because you didn't even know you were going to have your boat in the water yet.
Yeah, so I have an open party trip for everyone. Not everyone. I'm trying to figure out why I'm not catching a fish on the Ikara jig right now. I think I have too big of a one. So I have an open party trip tomorrow. If y'all want to come out, it's only time I'm doing this because I got it back soon. $200 per person. I need 4 people to go. We're gonna run tomorrow. I'm not gonna run with the deckhand. It's just gonna be us going. We'll go for thresher sharks first, and then we'll go for lobsters afterwards. So if you want to come out, just let me know. Give me a call or text 951-703-9442. I'm trying to get a fish on here really quick for y'all with this Ikara jig, even though the water's disgusting.
Yeah, but what I saw the other night with you, it doesn't matter what color the water is. That water, Captain Al, was like a blackish brown color. There was literally, it looked like a forest floating around in the harbor. And Justin stopped Al and goes, right here, there's a thresher right here. I'm all, yeah, okay, sure. We didn't even get the bait in the water for a minute, and he had a thresher hooked up. It was pretty wild.
That's what you call calling the shots, baby.
Yeah, exactly. It's all about looking for the right thing, right conditions, right everything.
Right.
And like I told everybody on the game plan, I learned with Justin, and if you guys think you know everything, then there's a pretty good chance you're gonna stop catching. You always want to be learning, and I learned that day that I don't know anything about thresher shark fishing. Go, Al.
Yeah, thresh shark fishing's cool. What I got going on right now is I got $200 off my 3/4 day island trips and my full day island trips. So if you got it, and that'll be good for all year if they want to book it up. And I'm gonna have that at the show too. So if you guys want a $200 discount, hit me up. You can auto book on my site or you can call me direct 619-800-FISH.
There you go, gang. Pablo, you gonna have some specials at the show too? We lost him. All right. Well, Captain Al, so today through the show, if they book from today through the show, right? Got your specials?
Yeah, $200 off the 3/4 day island trip or a 12-hour island/offshore trip.
That's a heck of a deal. You guys better jump on that as quick as you possibly can. These guys are getting booked up. Like Captain Al and I were talking before we went live on the show. It's starting to get busy. Justin's not going to be around on Friday on Deckhand Sports Friday. He's starting to get busy. Al's going to start to get busy because I know it's hard to believe, but here we go. It's in less than a week. It's going to be March 1st. That means Sheephead opens in Southern California. And then the next thing you know, you're going to get boats out there looking for rockfish come April 1st. And that, you know what happens every year for the last 15 years. Once everybody goes out to look for rock cod, they stumble into those big old dumb bluefin, and then we're back into the season full speed again. I would book my trips with Captain Al sooner than later. You know, Justin's going to be booked up. That's not even a question, but get the chance to go fish on that beautiful, you better book up sooner than later. It's going to fill up quick. I promise you.
Yeah, speaking about that Riviera, I've done a bunch of work in the last month. Did all that motor work, all the heat exchangers, after coolers, tranny coolers, serpentine belts, raw water impellers, generator impeller. The two captain's chairs and the bench seat has brand new upholstery. The isinglass is coming next week, and the flooring up top is getting made. It should be done tomorrow. So um, that thing has had some extensive work done to it, and she's going to be permed. She's always permed, but this is the third year, 1,700 hours, so I have to do those coolers, which was a bummer on my bank account, but it is what it is, and preventative maintenance is key for your stuff not to break.
Yes, it is. And it's, as a yacht owner or a boat owner and then doing 6-pack charters, there's not a lot of leftover money, gang. So when you're supporting Pablo or Justin or Al, you're supporting a family-owned business that doesn't have a lot of extra money. So remember that when you're picking who to go fishing with. There's a million boats to go with and there's a million guys to go with, but you're watching our podcast all the time. You know these guys now. You know them pretty well. Even though you haven't had a chance to fish with them yet, you know who these guys are. You get out with them on their boat, it's going to be like fishing with your best friend. And it makes all the difference in the world when you know who you're fishing with.
Yeah, the select few of people that have latched onto me since I've been a part of your saltwater guide, they can vouch, man. We have really good relationships, and it's really cool. And Justin has 5 times more of those people than I have, but the ones I have they're like total family. And Bob G, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, Bob G's. Me and him talk a bunch, man, and the guy's super cool. He came over the house looking for a map, and I brought him in. I brought him into the man cave in here in the garage, and he left out of here with a chum tube, a weighted chum tube, and a couple different maps, and he told me, he goes, "Hey Al, if you ever need a hand, I'm here for you for no charge." I go, come on. He goes, "No, I don't need the money. I want to learn, so if you need a hand on your boat, don't hesitate to call me. That's monumental. It's not like I'll call him up on it right away, but there might be a time and a place for that. You know what I mean? So it's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, it is.
And with all that work I've done, Justin just did a bunch of work to his that was unforeseen. I knew about mine. It cost right about $20,000, so I'm down 20 grand right out of the gate.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, having a 36 or 42 or however big your boat is, it's no joke. Some years you can slide through it with oil changes and filter changes and a little bit of light maintenance, and then about the third year you got to do all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
And last year I wrapped that rope and I had to replace my shafts, my cutlass bearings, send my props out. All the rudders had to be custom made. That was a shitload of money, but my insurance paid for 70% of it, but still it cost me 10 grand. So sometimes I wonder, pre-COVID, I didn't have nothing to worry about. 3 boats, I was slammed, and today's a different world. I try to get people out fishing for a decent price, but I can't give the stuff away or I'll go broke. So $200 off the island trip or a full day charters is what I got, and come on out and go fishing with us. I suggest you get on the calendar early because I feel this year is going to be a banger.
And here's something to remember also, gang. When Captain Al's going through what he's talking to you about, what happened after COVID was a whole bunch of people with boats all of a sudden became charter boats. And They're
Yeah.
not legal charter boats. They don't have, most of the guys don't even have a captain's license, let alone proper insurance, proper fishing game licensing, or any of that stuff. And that's why it's so hard for our guys to do this at the level that these other guys are doing it at. It's, I'm not taking anything away from Justin, but down in San Diego, the permits, Captain Al, just talk about that for a couple minutes so people can kind of wrap their head around the amount of money just to be legal to run charters in San Diego. That's why it's so hard for Captain Al. He can't drop his prices down to where these illegal charters are running from.
Right. And when you do, then you just wear out your equipment and you still ain't got no money in the bank. You know what I mean? I'm in this business to take people on a good time, but I'm in it to make money, you know? And I really pride myself in keeping a really beautiful boat, really dialed in. And you can't really get a permit in San Diego unless you go over there and you know somebody at Fisherman Landing where you can pick up over there. But to get in a marina, it's hard. I pay 14% of every dollar to the marina. That's why I cringe at some of these brokers, because the minimum for a broker is 10%. So you pay the port 14%, and then you get cut off 10% from the broker. Next thing you know, you're working for 76% or whatever it is. You know, and it's
No, you forgot the ad when you go on the fishing website. They take 15% too.
right. It's crazy. So, you know, I've been doing it a long time, and I pride myself in trying to be a sole entity and running my business without a bunch of brokers and stuff like that. And, you know, if you guys want to come out on a great operation, feel free to give me a call or go to my site and book, you know. And that's another reason why I'm on here, you know. Bottom line is, back in the day, I never did any of this stuff, you know. All I did was post some pictures of my trips, and that was it. I was doing like 380 trips a year with 3 boats, and I was sitting in my command center, and the guys were running them, you know. And now, you know, I learned how to do videos and being on podcasts and becoming parts of communities and doing all that stuff, and it's still slow, you know. So support me, Justin, or Pablo before you support anybody else. That's all I can say.
And
Yeah, I like to turn them in.
Right.
I find them on Facebook Marketplace, and then I try to message them off of there and find out what they're doing and stuff. And they're like, "Oh no, it's not a charter, but you have to pay us like $180, and that's just going to cover the fuel." How's that? Wait, $180 to go hoop netting in Long Beach, and we're going to run off of the Long Beach launch ramp right there.
Right.
And they're like, "Yeah, it's $180. That'll cover the fuel and bait." I'm like, okay. How many people are going? They're all 4. I was like, "Oh, okay, that makes sense. That covers fuel and bait. Perfect."
Right. Hey, well, from what I read and stuff, if somebody's taking money to go on a boat, it's considered a charter.
Yep, no matter how much it is. I found that out too by my Coast Guard buddies.
it's
Yeah,
called,
there's a couple guys in San Diego Bay that are running off the launch ramps and picking up, and one guy strategically moved his boat to a marina that I know for a fact don't give port permits, and he's picking up at the ramp. And I go talk to the cops, the Coronado cops, you know, and they're like, dude, they need to freaking wake up. You know, it's just for instance, if you get caught picking up a ramp and you have everything except a port permit, it's $20,000 in San Diego.
better than all that. This is what I tried to explain, because the family owns a landing. So we kind of have a pretty good idea of what's going on.
Right.
Here's how it works, gang. If you go on someone, let's just say Captain Al Clowers is running illegal charters, and you found him on Facebook Marketplace, and you went with him and his deckhand, and you guys went out fishing, and the boat sank. And heaven forbid there was something happened to you physically when the boat sank. First of all, everything you lost, that's gone forever. There's no insurance. And if you got hurt, you better hope Al owns a pretty big house, because the insurance company, I'm just telling you, we own a landing, so I know how the game's played. Insurance companies didn't get rich by paying claims. If you look what's going on right now up in LA, all those insurance companies that have to pay these claims right now, all they're crying about is having to pay claims. They don't tell anybody about those hundreds of billions of dollars they got from those people over the last 70 years that those houses sat there and they paid their insurance on. But if you're running an illegal charter, let me explain to you something. The first thing they're going to ask, were you on a charter? When they ask, and you're going to say, well, yeah, we paid Al, and they're going to say, oh, perfect. And then they're going to call Al and go, hey, buddy, have a great time. You're on your own. They don't pay. The insurance companies don't pay. That's how they get out of paying. You're running an illegal charter, therefore you don't have any insurance. So they're coming.
I know exactly how they get out of everything. Just what happens.
Yeah.
They don't want to pay anything.
No, insurance companies don't want to pay a claim, gang. So if you give them every opportunity, that's why it's your due diligence as you watch this show and as you listen to all the cool things we talk about. And we talk about so much stuff on this show, and there's so much information that gets shared every single day that it's hard to take it all in. But what I'm telling you is the absolute God's honest truth. Whether you like truth or not, I know there's a lot of people out there right now that are madder than hell because they're getting the truth. So they're after the guy who's telling the truth. It happens on my podcast every day too. I just want you to understand, do your due diligence when you're spending your money to go, or just forget about all that and hire Captain Al Clowers. It's going to be the most legalist charter you can be on. Captain Justin or Captain Pablo, you're not going to have to worry about that if it happens. I'm just telling you, everything matters, especially when there's an accident. So be very careful with your money and your time and your health.
And on top of that, we're a bunch of fish killing fools. I know I am.
Yep, you took me to school when I came down there. I'm still buzzing about it, and I'm still trying to figure out how I can get back up there and fish that.
It's coming. The phone call's coming. It's coming in the real near future.
It's kind of a cool fishery that you have going on up there with your little boat and your big boat. You can hit whatever's going on. Kind of spectacular to have that back bay right there, Al.
Right. And the lakes as well. You know, the lakes are firing right now. It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, tell everybody what you got coming up. Let's piss off a whole bunch of more people right now. This is going to really piss off a bunch of people. You know me. I've been pissing people off for a very long time, sharing everything about.
Before you piss off too many more people, I just have to keep my mouth shut because people get really mad at me now. So, John, Stanley, and Tina, I have your fishing licenses and your lobster cards.
Take a picture of them and send it to them.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they're watching. All right, go ahead. There you go. Piss off people. I'm going to stay quiet in the background.
Well, hopefully I make a lot of people happy that don't know what they're doing on the lakes.
Absolutely.
So me and Dave talked about it because I've been fishing the lakes all my life. Well, I've been fishing everything all my life. And it's just amazing that the different fisheries that I'm involved in. And one of them is the lakes. And I have a lot of passion for the lakes. And I've done a lot of guiding out there. But now I kind of lean toward the saltwater stuff. I'll do a little bit of guiding and hand-picked stuff. I have a couple, 4 or 5 clients that come in the spring. But anyway, what we're going to do is I'm going to start doing lake game plans. And there's going to be a section like Bill Varney's on the site where you can chip in a little bit of nominal money there to see all my game plans. And I'm going to be going over techniques and spots and areas. And basically in the lakes, it's similar to the ocean. You have 4 seasons, you know, spring, summer, winter, and fall. And every one of those seasons is a different way to catch them, you know. And I'll be going all over. And there's thousands and thousands of baits and techniques for the lakes. It's crazy what you can catch a bass on. But I'm going to be sharing all my information the best of my ability, and it's going to be a good deal. So if you're looking to learn the lakes, you definitely want to sign up for it. Or if you definitely want to learn some techniques, you definitely want to sign up for that. And we might even take it a little bit further and do that. What Justin and Bill are doing, where we have like a Skype call or whatever you call that. I'm not a computer guy. Huh?
Zoom
call. Yeah, we might end up doing that because it's bass fishing goes really deep. I mean, you want to just go throw a drop shot around in open water, or you want to go flipping or pitching or whatever it is, throwing swim baits. There's so many different ways to catch them. My little daughter just brought me some red vines, baby. Thank you. But yeah, so I'm stoked, and I'm looking to put in some time in it, and I'm waiting for a map bundle to show up, all the lakes in California, and I'm going to do them off of there. And I'm excited.
Oh, cool.
It's going to be
Very
It's going to be something no one's ever seen before. I look around at the guys on the East Coast, all the guys doing these stuff. No one's ever done this. No one's ever done this. They've never broke down the lakes and show you how all the areas to fish, and then have a game plan that's going to come out on Thursdays. Captain Al's game plans will come out with his bundle, the whole thing. It'll be like he said, it'll be a nominal fee of money, but it's going to be something that's never been done before. Just like when I launched your saltwater guide 7 years ago, no one had ever seen it. And there's people that are still pissed off right now. They've never even looked at it, but they're madder than hell because they didn't think of it. But then again, you can't do what we do because there's very few people that have all the knowledge that we all have, and that if they do have the knowledge, the last thing they want to do is share the knowledge. So,
right. I've been, them grandkids, man, I'll tell you what, I have 6 of them now, but the 2 oldest ones, I can take 4 or 5 in the Stringari in the bay where it's open and they all just go at it. But in the lake, it's a different animal, right? So the 2 oldest ones, if you ask them what kind of fish, I mean, they caught yellowtail, they've caught tuna, they've been on the offshore, the islands, the bay, all that stuff. But if you ask them what they like to do the most, they say the lake. And I asked them the other day, I go, how come you like the lake more than going to the islands or catching all those spotties and stuff? Because of when they jump on the Ranger boat, it's fully loaded with a ton load of tackle for one thing. The other thing is Benjamin, he's good at it now, but they get to run the trolling motor, and there's 7 or 8 rods sitting on the boat on the Saturday. We had like 15 rods in there, but they're like, it's springtime. So you fish, a Carolina rig, a jig, a worm, and you fish real slow in these areas where you think the females are at. But they want to go throw the frogs and the chatterbaits and stuff around because they want to get better at casting and stuff, So we caught some fish, and I told them, all right, I'm done, man. You guys take over the boat. And I just sat in the back seat, and Benjamin grabs the frog, and the other kid grabs the chatterbait, and they just started winding stuff around, and it's super cool, man. When I go out to the lake with those guys, just me and those 2 guys, and teaching them, the ropes, and they're really good students, and they're getting really good. I sent you some pictures and a video of them winding stuff around.
I'm trying to get them up while you're talking.
But that's cool, and I have the same feeling towards the clients, the clients that, I would say 85% of them or whatever, but I think I was born and bred to teach people how to fish and to use my killer instinct to find fish. It's crazy. This is what I do for a living, and this is how I feed my family. And
isn't that so cool?
I'm not only a lake guide or a bay guide or an offshore guide. I do everything. You know what I mean? I mean, you can call me and ask me about the lake bite, or you can call me and ask me about the bay bite. You can call me and ask me about the islands, and you can call me and ask me the offshore from way down south to the hidden all the way to, the Channel Islands. I pretty much have my finger on the pulse when whatever is season or whatever is going on at the time. And in the summer it gets crazy, But you also have an opportunity in March. I'm going to be doing a little bit of guiding for the certain people that want to come on the boat as well. So, you know, I don't make much money in the lakes, but I'm going to do some hand select guiding in the lakes as well.
Go ahead, Justin.
That's
I was
my
just
second
gonna say.
oldest. That's my second oldest grandson. He's a little hippie. He loves his long hair.
He's a hippie. Isn't it so cool, Al, whenever you teach someone how to do something properly and they get their first bite doing it themselves?
Right.
There's
Yeah.
like nothing like that at all.
Yeah, they caught those 2 fish on their own that day. And it's
That is
technical.
so
Look
cool.
behind them. There's a bunch of toolies, man. So, I mean, an
That's what, a
8-year-old kid.
4 or 5 pounder? That's a big bass.
Yeah, it's like a middle 4-pounder. But they're into trying to get their bait in them little holes behind them, and it's cool to watch, you know, because it's not easy. But that was on the Carolina rig.
Yeah, you sent me a bunch of pictures. I'm trying to load them all as fast as I can. But let's go back to Justin for a minute because we got a few minutes left on the show. Justin, you got 4 spots available still for tomorrow night?
I think so. I've been getting text messages, but I haven't been able to look at them because I'm on my phone right now.
Tell everybody right now how to get a hold of you because this is
4
going to
spots
go.
tomorrow. It's the only time I'm doing this. It's a thresher shark and lobster combo for $200 a person. Give me a call or text at 951-703-9442.
And then he's going to do another open party trip Friday night, right?
Yes. I believe it was. When's the Zoom meeting? Friday?
Thursday night. I'm just going to show that.
Okay, Friday night. Yes, Friday night, another open party. That one is going to be $220 a person, and it's thresher shark and lobster combo.
And then on Thursday night, gang, I can't really show it. I don't know, but it's right there. We're going to do our monthly Zoom call with Justin. You guys can be on the Zoom call. Right now, we got 5 people on it. We got 5 spots available. If you want to join Justin on the Zoom call, you can either give Justin or myself a call. We'll get you on that Zoom call. Just give us a call at 949-374-0786. The thing about our website, the thing about your saltwater guide is I'm constantly thinking outside the box. I'm always thinking, what can we do to be different? What can we do to change? And I was after Captain Al Clowers for a very, very long time. And he would come by my booth at the show every once in a while. And I'd go, today's the day. And then he'd just do a drive by. Hey, Captain Dave, how you doing? And then keep on moving. And that was that. But we knew each other from Let's Talk Hookup and the years of fishing the same waters. But we never hooked up, and I got him to be a part of the website now. And it's just a natural deal to change into the freshwater thing. And all these things are going to keep going long after we're gone. So the website will always be going because I brought in so much talent. And Captain Al and I can be doing our game plans while we're sitting inside of our houses in our rocking chairs, gang, because we still are going to know more than anybody else that's out there doing it every day that's going to share info. No one wants to share info, so it's the hardest thing in the world. That's why I get crucified on a daily basis. Captain Dave shares all the information. Captain Dave's a sellout, whatever. I'm right here still. I've been in this industry for 52 years, and I'm still right here, so whatever. And one thing I want to tell you all, we got a couple minutes left. We're going to be at that PCS show, and I invited all the haters to come. And I told them I'll leave them tickets at will call. And guess how many called me and asked for tickets?
7.
None.
No, I'm just kidding.
None. They all talk a big game behind their mom's computer, but they never show up.
Yeah.
Hey, Tim.
I'll give you a call. Thank you.
Tim Ogilvy asked me if I ever fish Skinner. It's not one of my normal lakes. I've fished it a couple times. I would imagine Tim lives up by that lake. But right now, if you go to Skinner, the water clarity is 4 or 5 feet or better. You can just buzz around the bank and find a bunch of bed fish. Tim.
Skinner, I used to go there and catch big stripers. We used to use rainbow trout for bait, real rainbow trout, not a lure. We'd get there when the stocking truck was there, Al. I'm a bad boy. When the stocking truck was there, we'd be hanging out. And any of those fish, they come out of the stocking truck and they don't really make it, or they're doing that swim in circles thing. We would net them and throw them on the boat, and then we'd take off and go fish those stripers with real trout. I know you're not supposed to do that, but I did a lot of things back in the day you weren't supposed to do.
Hey, I used to know a guy that went up to Doan's Pond or wherever it was, and his truck was all outfitted with an aerated tank, and he would go catch some little 6-inch GFG trout and put them in his big old pool at his house, and he would go to Skinner and just smoke them stripers.
Oh yeah, it was an incredible fishery. And then my boys, Zach and Sean, they didn't know goldfish were pets. They thought goldfish were bait, Justin. The first time we went over to one of their friends' houses, and Sean came out of the kid's room and he's like, Dad, I'm all, what? He goes, he's got bait in his room. He's got bait in his room. I'm all, what? He goes, he's got bait. He's got live bait in his room. And I'm like, what? We go in there. He's got a goldfish bowl with 2 goldfish in it. Yeah, he's got bait, boy. He goes,
That's
what are
funny.
we doing with bait for pets? I go, some people like them for pets. He goes, those things would catch big largemouths. Yes, they would.
They kept a lot of big old crappie too. We used to go to Sweetwater Lake back in the day with goldfish and catch massive amounts of big old black crappie.
Oh,
You know what?
sweet.
I think I forgot to tell you this, Dave. I think Lisa should call in right now and tell her story about what happened with them on, what was it, yesterday, last night, or the night before? I really think, 2 nights ago. She should call and tell you the story.
You got to call me,
Lisa, you should call in.
now.
It is pretty cool.
Call me. Call me,
Sorry.
Lisa. I'll answer your call right now. Matt Ryan's out on the boat with his wife. They're driving around beautiful Newport Harbor. It looks absolutely gorgeous there with their beautiful dog cruising around the harbor. That looks spectacular. I hope you guys are having fun. You're I see right where you are. You're headed back into the bay, it looks like. Isn't that going back into the bay?
It's funny. It's many years ago, Newport Harbor, we caught my biggest white sea bass in Newport Harbor in like 98, 99.
How big was it?
It was like 43 pounds when we weighed it over at Davy's Locker.
That's a good one.
That's a whopper.
Yeah. And then the next day we went out to go catch another one. We got in trouble by Harbor Patrol for anchoring where we weren't supposed to.
Lisa can't call right now, Justin. So you're going to have to tell us. Lisa can't call.
So I don't know the whole story or how to say it properly, but Lisa and her husband and them got pulled over by Coast Guard the other day. And when they got on the boat, they know your saltwater guide, and the guy also mentioned my name. That he follows me. So, I don't know if it's good or bad, but no, it's good. The guy pulled me over the one time I remember because she sent me the picture with them because they were holding a Your Saltwater Guide flag, taking pictures with Lisa and stuff. They pulled me over when I was hoop netting one time, and they did their inspection. They do their whole thing. And I asked them later on when I go live at a certain time if they could pull me over again and do their whole inspection again so we could do it on the live show. So he got what live show it was and what's my name and yada, yada, yada. It was really cool.
So you're sold out on Friday night, right?
Yes. Yeah, okay, Friday night sold out, everyone.
Don't take any more calls. So tomorrow night, gang, listen, if you've been paying attention to what's going on and we haven't really talked about it, the lobster fishing right now is insane. We've been waiting for this to happen. We had weather. We got the movement. The spawn is on. This is the time of year. And I got to be careful now because they're listening to us. But I told the Fish and Wildlife a long time ago, if they really cared about the fishery, they would have shut it down in February. They don't shut it down to the last week of March. This is the time of year where they're balled up and they're spawning balls. There's big groups of these animals crawling around in Long Beach Harbor, following the big females around. So right now is the best, always has been. I started this back in 2006. I know there's guys that are advertising, they've been doing it way longer than me, but they had forgotten to tell anybody. And when we started it in 2006, it took a couple of years to figure this thing out. Freshwater, they hate that. And then the end of the season's the very, very best. Like Justin and I were showing everybody, Brent and everybody on the boat the other night, every lobster's coming up all pasted. And if you go to clean the lobsters, you're going to notice they're all starting to make eggs in their belly. So this is the very best time of the year. Like I say in all my seminars, have you ever spawned, Justin?
What's that?
Have you ever spawned?
Only on my OnlyFans.
Yeah, well, when you're spawning, you forget, you lose track of everything, right, Captain?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah.
Nothing matters anymore except the act of spawning.
And then what happens afterwards? What's the first thing you do afterwards? Let's go get something to eat.
Get some ice cream and then go to sleep.
That's the only
and
time.
then if you're tasty bait tube sitting there with some nice meal in it, you're like, oh, that looks good. That's my ice cream right now.
Kelly just yelled in the other room, no, he doesn't even have ice, he just goes to sleep.
Hey, Kelly's
Rick,
like, no, he doesn't. He passes out.
Yeah, well, that whole 1 minute, that's a long time for me. Hey, Rick Maurer, you're absolutely right. When I was diving, I remember, oh my gosh, but I was a bad person. You just look into those holes and they're all balled up in that hole and you just fire that sling in there and woohoo. Oh yeah. 3 at a time. The good old days. We got a lot going on, gang. Your saltwater guy, Captain Al's totally involved, like full speed with the maps and the chum tubes. And then Justin is going to be bouncing back and forth from our booth over to Promar. Justin's very, very active over at Promar. And now he's going to be bouncing over to Okuma's booth, over to Deckhand Sports booth, back into our booth. He's going to be going
all over the place.
You got so much going on. And then Justin's going to be doing seminars. Al's going to be doing seminars. Bill's going to be doing seminars. Pablo's going to be doing seminars. I'm going to be doing, we're going to be super busy the whole time we're there, gang. Come and check us out. We promise we'll entertain you.
And make sure you bring your kids. You have to bring your kids. If you have kids, don't show up without them. The kids get in free anyways. So bring your kids. I think it's 12 and under, get in free. Bring your kids. Ryland's going to be up on stage with Dave on Saturday, so you're not going to want to miss that. He may or may not, I won't say, have something to give away to the kids. So make sure you bring your kids. If you have a mullet, make sure you have your mullet and your saltwater guide attire on Saturday. Ryland and Dave will be doing the contest of who's going to win a trip on my boat.
Oh, so yeah. We're going to be having the mullet contest. We're going to be, Captain Al's going to be showing you all about how the chum tubes work, the maps. He'll be up on stage. Also, everybody will be in our booth. Our booth is probably one of the busiest booths at the show, gang. Everybody's hanging in the booth. We got so much product in the booth. Don't forget, Colder Ice will be there too. Chris will be in the booth hanging out, demonstrating Colder Ice. Why he's running from booth to booth. He's in 7 different booths. It's just crazy the amount of hype going on at the show. And then real quick, Daniel will be right next to us with his reel seats. Al and Justin and Pablo and I know all about him. Some of you have seen him. Some of you haven't. He'll be there. Dave Burris will be making a guest celebrity appearance on Saturday. He'll be bringing some of those beautiful, beautiful carvings he's making of all the different Your Saltwater Guide sayings. Maybe a couple of his custom rods will make the trip down in the motorhome with him and Deanna. There's going to be so unbelievable amount of stuff. It's hard to believe we're going to be able to cram it all in 4 days, but we will do our best.
It's going to be so much fun. For those of you that have never been there, you have to go. You have to go. It's amazing, an amazing experience. Literally go there for 2 days. You should go there for 2 days. If you can, go all 4. Because once you walk through it one time, and it's going to take you a couple days. You walk through it again, and you're like, dang, I didn't even see that. So
right? And then you get stopped
true.
by your buddies, and that takes 40 minutes, and then this and that.
Yeah,
Next thing you know, you made it about through one of the hangars.
right.
Yeah, it's getting dark and you're hungry.
To think about it, when the PCS show started, it was just one hall. Now it's 8. What the heck?
Right?
We're talking about the last show that was just here a month ago. That was a half of a hall. To put in perspective for everybody, that was a half of a hall. That's it. The PCS show is 8 halls. It's crazy, humongous. And that's not counting what's outside. There's going to be a live band there, live band playing all the time. There's boats for everyone. If you're in the market for a boat, if you want a multi-million-dollar boat, some people are, you never know. Multi-million-dollar boat, there's a multi-million-dollar boat there. If you want a bass boat, there's going to be a bass boat there. If you want a Parker, there's a Parker there. If you want something mid-grade, you want trophies, you want any of these boats of different sizes, from a dinghy all the way up to 40-something foot boat, they're going to have it there. But then while you're doing that, you might as well get the food, because the food is phenomenal. It is ridiculously good. So it's going to be a lot of fun for everyone. And I heard there's 2, Bill DePriest was saying there's 2 trout ponds now. So there's 2 trout ponds instead of 1.
Yeah, hey, one of them will be out of the 2. One of them would be biting.
Yeah. I always take my kids over there as soon as I can, or when the line's down over there, and have them go over there, because all the kids need to go to the trout pond. Pond, they love it. And then you're also going to have
the reptiles.
Jay Brewer. Jay Brewer is going to be there with Prehistoric Pets. You're going to have reptiles, probably amphibians, so frogs of some kind. And he also has the alligator. You can't. So everyone knows, if you go there expecting to hold an alligator, you'll be able to, but an alligator stresses out really easily. So what happens is when you start holding, someone's bilge pump is going off right now. So when you hold an alligator and too many people start holding it, it stresses out, and that stress can kill the alligator. So they could literally only let around 10 to 15 people at a time hold the alligator, then they have to put it away.
Oh, I thought you were going to say then we'll be having barbecued alligator.
No.
No. Oh.
No, not those ones. Those ones are cool.
All right.
So, but then they have different snakes you could touch and hold, and so on and so on. Take pictures. It's a lot of fun. It'll be a lot of fun there.
I'm going to take you over there so you can tell me what everything is, Justin.
Yeah.
Oh, the snakes and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring a couple cobras and rattlesnakes into the booth. So if anyone has anything bad to say, we just release them. No, I'm just kidding.
Here's the thing. This year it's going to be different than last year. If you were at the show last year, we had to walk quite a ways to get from the booth to the stage and then back. This year we're right in the same place as the stage, so it's going to be way better for us and you guys that are trying to hang out with us and follow us and be with us. So the chance of me getting out and getting to see all this other cool stuff isn't going to really happen. So we're going to go over it real fast with you. Rollo's Kids at Sea, I probably won't make it over to their booth, but Rollo's Kids at Sea is a phenomenal organization where they take underprivileged inner city children fishing for their first time. It's a donation only type of thing. They have a plethora of raffle prizes. If you get involved, you spin the wheel, you could win a trip on the Polaris Supreme. You could win rods, reels, tackle, just a plethora of things. And then over at the CCA booth, they're kicking off the Star Tournament big time. And like Brent was saying, you got an opportunity to win a boat over there because they're going to be giving away that Parker again like they did last year. So y'all want to go over there, get involved in the Star Tournament, get a membership to CCA. And then they're going to have falconry going on in the middle of the horseshoe, we call it, where she'll be throwing the whatever they throw for those falcons to come chase it and grab it, and their kids can see falcons up close and personal. And there she's supposedly there'll be an eagle there, stuff like that. Then Jay Brewer with all of his animals will be there. The trout pond, 2 live bands playing all day long in the courtyard, which is pretty spectacular. You can go out there in the courtyard, eat some phenomenal food, listen to the live bands every morning for the exhibitors. This is pretty special, and Bill and I talked about it. They do. I had never seen this done at a trade show before. And I think a lot of it has to do with the war heroes on water being there, but they start every morning off before they open the gates with the national anthem. And then when the national
humongous flag, huge flag,
huge. And as soon as the national anthem is over, they open the gates and everybody comes pouring into the show. If you want to see something cool, show up there a half an hour before the gates open and look at the line every year. The line is overwhelming. It's just absolutely incredible. It makes some great pictures. Like Bill said, though, show up an hour after the gates open, the line will be gone. But a lot of people like to be there right when the gates open. There's so much fun stuff going on. And there'll be a ton of free stuff. My sister's packing bags at Dana Wharf Sport Fishing, and she's going to support all the children that show up at your saltwater guide seminars. There'll be a bag for every child. Hopefully we run out. We want to run out. That'll mean you brought way too many children. We got plenty of stuff. We're not going to run out, but it would be cool to go, wow, we run out of stuff for the kids. That isn't going to happen. I got plenty of sponsors. We're going to have plenty of stuff, but let's just say we ran out. That would be cool to talk about. And then the seminars and all of our sponsors are giving away free stuff if you show up wearing our clothes. So it's going to be an unbelievable event. If you have never been there before, you have no idea what's about to happen. And those that have been there before, like Darren said, it's a takeover of your saltwater guide. Last year, the president of ICAST, Glenn Hughes, was walking around going, who? That was before he came on my podcast, and he was like, why is there so many people wearing your saltwater guide clothes? What is that, your saltwater guide? So thank you all. And then Ron V, our good buddy Ron, was able to procure us a whole bunch of shirts. So there's no reason that you won't be wearing a shirt at the show, because we're going to be selling two for $40 or one for $25. And we got everybody's sizes. We got lots of kids stuff. So hopefully everybody's wearing a shirt. You can change in our booth. All the women can change in our booth. All the men can change outside somewhere else. But we got you covered. Anything else?
You just covered a whole bunch of stuff.
I think I got it.
Like a good 4 days to me.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm going to be tired. I'm going to be a tired little boy after that. But thank you all so much.
Just be prepared, everyone, to go to the PCS show and leaving with a lot of stuff. And I mean a ton of stuff. Even if you don't buy anything, you're going to walk around and your kids are going to grab stickers, they're going to grab little keychains, they're going to grab this, they're going to grab that. You're going to still have a ton of stuff to take home. So, but if you want...
When I take the grandkids to a show, first thing I do is tell them to bring a grocery, the grocery bags. And
yeah,
they go to every booth, and next thing you know, the thing is packed full.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and everyone, you're not going to have to bring bags to the PCS show. We're going to have Promar bags. Go to Deckhand Sports and buy that dry bag. You can carry that on your backpack. It's an amazing, or you can buy their backpack and put a whole bunch of stuff in that. Or just get a kill bag and you can walk around with the kill bag and fill that up. But Promar is definitely going to have some bags. We're going to have bags in Dave's booth. And yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun for everybody. A lot of fun.
Yeah, they can bring one of those longboard skateboards and put that 72-inch kill bag on it and just roll through there and fill that thing up.
Fill that thing up.
Yeah. Heck yeah. But if you want good deals, PCS show where it's at.
And Justin,
I already
let us know if you don't sell the show out or the trip out tomorrow, we'll probably, I don't know, we'll be on the show tomorrow with Justin for one or two people that don't sign up. But you guys take off tomorrow afternoon and go fish with Justin. It'll be worth it. Then we can all watch you live on the show.
Absolutely. And I wanted to also say thank you for everyone that supported me and everything else. Thank you so much for all that. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely. It showed the love of the community.
Yeah.
And I can't wait for Captain Al to get together with me on this bass thing, because I'm going to learn a ton just watching your videos, Al. Thank you, everybody, for watching our show today.
Hey,
go.
Real quick before we go, talking about game plans, there's been some people on the community that are struggling fishing the bay, and when they explain to me where they fished and they didn't catch anything, it's because they're way off the game plan. So that bay game plan is, I don't go on there and say, okay, give you the exact numbers. They're areas, and if you pay attention to those areas, besides the halibut fishing is always, I mean, some days you get them and some days you don't, especially right now. But the bass fishing areas, those are areas that I've been fishing for many years, man. And the baits I tell you about, all that stuff, if you follow the game plan, you definitely will get bit.
Justin and I will tell you, Al, the people watch the game plans, but they still don't execute the game plans. We're not sure why, but we can't make you catch. All we can do is tell you exactly what to do. It's up to you guys to do what we tell you. But the problem is 99.9% of the time, ego and another boat. Ego's number one. And when the biggest death for people following the game plan is when they see another boat. It just does it, Al. They start fishing
when they're bent. The other boat's got a bendo. Just like, for instance, the guy went fishing, I think over the weekend, and I was out there yesterday, and right in the area, in the Barcadero area, that I tell him where to catch fish at, and we caught 35. I caught 35 with people who never fished before yesterday. So it's pretty easy fishing out there if you pay attention to the tide and the areas.
And leave your ego back in the car.
Right. Don't try to catch them if the tide's only 1 foot, because I guarantee you're not.
Right.
The one thing I tell everyone is you have to have the willingness to learn. If you already know everything, then good for you. You should catch more fish if you know everything. Then, I mean, you should just be able to learn. Just have the willingness to learn. When I'm out on the water, I'm always trying to learn something. Always. Right. Even when I thresh for shark fish, I look out there and I'm like, oh man, what am I doing wrong? Why am I not bit in 1 minute or something? I'm like, damn, like I got to figure this out. What's going on here? What can I do differently? How can I do it right? I don't know.
Right. When Bill Varney and his buddies came out on that lobster trip, I told them bring their rods if they want or whatever. So they all showed up with 2 rods. And there was literally 8 different baits were getting thrown, and none of them I ever used, right? And they were getting bit, right? So that night, like you say, always learning. That night, I learned different baits that actually get bit, you know?
Yeah. Yep.
Absolutely. All right, everybody. We're out. See ya.
See you all later. Peace.